What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback Couture. Let's get into a Reason 11 discussion. Before I get into what was requested, let's go ahead and talk about what's been added. So, of course, here you see we have the new Reason plugin, which means that you can use the Reason Rack plugin in any DAW as long as you can use VST3 in that DAW. Otherwise, the AU version is coming out soon, as you can see here. Aside from being able to use Reason as a plugin in other DAWs now, which eliminates rewire, they've added some new devices. I believe there are 6 of them. Let's go through them. Quartet Chorus Ensemble, Sweeper Modulation Effect, Master Bus Compressor, Channel Dynamics, Channel EQ. These 3 are based off of the sections within the mixer in Reason. And then we have a new chorus effect and a new sweeper modulation effect, new effect rack extension. The workflow features that were added were curved automation, audio clip crossfades, improved and individual vertical zoom, mute MIDI notes, draw multiple notes, and show played and selected notes in key edit. Now, they've also added a 3rd layer to Reason. In addition to there being Reason Intro, which they added not too long ago, Reason itself, there's now Reason Suite, which makes the update for Reason Suite, if you are a Reason user, $249. Whereas if you just want to upgrade to Reason 11, then you'll be paying the $129 as usual, which, you know, we hate doing. I need to cut that out. Alrighty, so Reason Suite is going to come with 16 extra rack extensions. It's going to come with this new one, Scenic Hybrid Instrument. Scenic Hybrid Instrument is a cinematic dream machine of atmospheric sounds and powerful performance controls. Scenic is included in Reason Suite and will also be sold separately on its release on September 25th. Now, in addition to all of these changes, they have changed their name to Reason Studios from Propellerhead. So, gotta look out for the branding change on that. The 16 plugins that Reason Suite will come with includes the Scenic Hybrid Instrument we just looked at, Complex, Club Drums, Retro Beats, Reason Electric Bass, Reason Drumkits, Process Pianos, Layers, Wave Edition, Layers, Parsec, Radical Keys, Polar, Rotor, Polystep Sequencer, Quad Note Generator, and the Drum Sequencer. Now, if I am remembering correctly, each one of these releases led to tons of complaints from the Reason community as to why there was no update coming and there were just new instruments. Well, they have definitely been plotting on that constant advent of new instruments in order to create this Reason 11 suite. Whether or not it was before thought or afterthought, it now exists. So if you didn't get any of those and you were interested in them, then you can definitely get Reason 11 for $249 and, upgrade at a decent price. With that being said, there should be some sort of upgrade differential for people who own pretty much every single plugin that is going to be included with Reason 11 Suite. I believe I own all of these except for Layers and the new Scenic Hybrid Instrument. So with that being said, hopefully there's some sort of upgrade deal for those of us who have the majority of what is being offered in Reason 11 Suite. Now, looking at our requests from the list I created, we didn't get anything from the menu section. That included MP3 export, bouncing mixer channels with master bus effects, which we may be able to do now that we can use the dynamics processor, the master bus compressor, and the channel EQ. So, possibly, however, we cannot save patches with those as I've noticed on the pictures that were included. If we zoom in here, there is no place to save a patch. So back to our list. Video support is not included. VST3 support is not included in Reason 11. However, there is a VST3 Reason 11 rack instrument and effect plugin available in other DAWs. Metadata not included. Autosave, no. GUI options, no. Black and white mode to save CPU. 100% dark GUI, customizable GUI. Freeze, flatten tracks, no. Better VST category management, no. Cloud account based browser settings, no. For multiple, nope. Okay, now this area is where we see some more things that were highly requested, of course, and didn't, come to fruition. MIDI outs, no. However, now that you can use Reason in a different DAW, you might want to switch to a DAW that does it, if that's what you want. New sample editor, no. I guess unless you get Reason Suite, then you have the new 16 plugins, but there's not necessarily a sample editor in that. SSL makes your patches. As I said, you can't save patches. However, you can move them throughout the rack independently. Update combinator, no. Zoom in function, yes, but not in the rack. That is in the sequencer, so never mind. Ability to change effect signal flow by dragging and automatically routing. That is already available. I need to take that off. EQ improvements, no. Ability to, no mid-side EQ options. Makeup gain for channel compressor. M class, no. Update all half racks, kinda. That was kinda done with the addition of the sweeper. It is a flanger, a phaser, and a filter. And we do have a new chorus effect here. So, in essence, yes. Multiple gain knob control like faders, no. Thor X, definitely no. Sequencer, slice edit mode sensitivity slider, no. Piano roll lock to scale, no. Closer piano roll zoom, no. Note names on piano roll notes, no. Automation curves, yes. Automation lanes separate from clips, no. Fade curves, yes. Crossfades outside of comp edit mode, yes. Easier panning automation, no. Clip full screen mode, yes. Basically bounce in place multiple, no. Different colors, no. Markers that correspond with the number pad, no. MIDI octave up, no. Track grouping, no. MIDI chopper, no. Paint tool, kinda. The paint tool that has been added to Reason is more like, what is it called? Draw multiple notes. It's an option under the pen tool that you can now use, and you cannot draw notes in various note lanes. It is only horizontal, so you can only draw in one note lane, which is still pretty effective in workflow terms. Resize tracks, yes. New GUIs, no. So the vast majority of all the requests everyone had for Reason, it is a no. We ended up getting something different, which is the Reason 11 rack plugin, which means that all of these features that everyone is requesting, because they are 100% busy worried about other DAWs and not the one they're creating in, you can now go get that DAW that you want them to mimic features from, use that DAW and use all of your Reason instruments. So if you've been thinking about switching DAWs, do it now. This is the perfect time. You can take all of your Reason rack extensions, if you upgrade, and back out forever. That's up to you. Now, if you decide to keep going, obviously there weren't many improvements within the Reason 11 framework itself. Reason itself, there's only, as we can see, maybe 12 changes, and we did get some new rack extensions. Of course, with the Reason Suite, if you upgrade, you get this one as well. But if you don't see it as worth it, and you'd rather buy a completely new DAW that offers free updates or has all the features that you would like Reason to have and has not and probably won't for a long time, it's a great time to switch. Everyone has seen me use Ableton, and I get tons of hate for that. I have not switched DAWs. I use Reason all the time. I still use it for the majority of my beats. I, however, teach using Ableton, and where I teach, they only have Ableton and Machine, so I make that work for my students. and I use Ableton because I think it's a great DAW. If you're a Reason user and you're constantly complaining about features and updates that don't exist, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure many of you spend the same amount that you can spend to get a new DAW on other things, so you can make the sacrifice to make that jump. Otherwise, I'm not counting your pockets. I don't know anything about you. You don't know anything about me. If you're gonna hate me for using other DAWs, then so be it. I make music any way that I choose to make music, and I don't need anyone to tell me how to make music nor want. So my views on Reason 11 is I'm going to upgrade to Reason 11. Why? Because I get to move to another DAW seamlessly, and I get to use all of my rack extensions in another DAW. I can back out all the money I've invested into Propellerhead I have in this Reason rack plugin. If I decide to update in the future, I can. I may decide to wait it out, maybe to Reason 20. I don't know. We shall see. However, my thoughts on Reason 11, it's a go. I'm gonna get it. Why? Because I can use it in Ableton without Rewire. I can use it in Logic. Well, no, I can't use it in Logic. There's no AU. I can use it in FL Studio. It's comparable almost to Contact, like a Contact instrument or guitar rig with the effects. There's so much you can do with it now in terms of using it in another DAW. I definitely think it's worth it if you're already comfortable with Reason and you don't really care for, different features because you're not too busy, looking at other DAWs. Basically, like, nah, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say like cheating, but it's not cheating. You're just looking. Whatever. Anyways, Reason 11 is a go for me. I will be upgrading. Will I be creating all of my productions in Reason now that there's a Reason rack plugin? No, definitely not. I find my workflow to be quite better in other DAWs, just considering everything that is available in other DAWs that we've been requesting for years in Reason. So, as I said, I will be upgrading, but I will not be using the DAW as much. So, if you agree with me, definitely let me know. If you disagree, let me know those disagreements as well. It's all culture, kickback, and cook up.